Hi, welcome to our REST API development part 3. Today we will going to make our basic setup for documenting our API and definitely know what's the API documentation and why we need that API documentation. So let's start. So first thing, what is API documentation? API documentation is something like containing instructions how effectively someone can use and integrate our API to any system. Means we create API and definitely we use this in our system, but people also can use this in their system. Like we are making an API that can be used in web, that can also be used in mobile. Mobile or app developers can see the documentation and use that on their platform. So this is API documentation. And why is that? API documentation quickly explain what its APIs will do, and if there is a good API documentation, developer does not need to create same API again and again. But sometimes if they don't know what's make, what's give, what's already there, if the system is very large, then this API documentation helps a lot. If you are working with some individuals or some companies or some partnership, then they must have to use your APIs, right? You have to provide them some APIs with a good documentation. So how many types of API documentation and how we'll make that? API documentation divides based on their specification. Like there are three specifications, popular specification out of the internet, like OpenAPI specification, RAML specification, API blueprint specification. OpenAPI specification is based on JSON format or JSON language, and RAML is based on YML. API blueprint is based on Markdown. So these are some common way, and means we'll write some JSON code and it will generate an API for us. We'll write some YML code and it will generate an API for us. We'll write Markdown and it will generate an API for us. We can use Swagger, which will use the OpenAPI specification for our documenting our APIs. Also we can use Postman to share our APIs to developers or something like that. This is very simple. Let's see the simplest first. First, you need to install the Postman app. There is also a Chrome extension for that or Mozilla add-on for that. So you can install that Chrome extension or Mozilla add-on, and after that you can open it from here. Okay. So I'm just downloading this app from mine, and after that, if you open this Postman, you will see something like this. Definitely there is nothing in your sidebar. I have already worked with some APIs, that's why it's coming. In our last tutorial we have made an API for our products. So copy this URL and paste it in this place. Okay, this is Postman, and look, this is a GET request, right? So we are not making post request, we are making GET request. So you have to select this GET in this Postman, and if you click, you can also pass any additional parameters in here, like also pass here like as for example API key. Look, API key, and there is value. So you can pass also parameters here, and you can pass also some headers, authorization, and some other stuffs if you want. So for now we don't need nothing like this, also don't need like this. So just hit send and you will see the response in here. Awesome. Look, there is a proper well formatted response is, and then one more API like product/id1, it will show also something, but we don't actually created that API yet, that's why it's empty. No problem. What if we just send someone to use this API? How we can do that with this Postman? There is also a way to do that. So first you have to create a collection. Let's create a collection, Laravel REST API. We have created a collection Laravel REST API. Okay, so look, there is a collection created here. That's awesome. Next, whatever URL you hit it, click on Control Save or just save it, and then you will see the request name. You can save it in our folder, in our collection Laravel REST API. You can assume this as a folder. Okay, you can create also multiple folder there. like we want to work with product. This is like APIs for products. Let's create a folder for products. Push this, save this here. But before saving, let's rename it for get product. Save to products. Awesome. Look, there is the APIs saved in here. Awesome. And also same for this. Save this and Laravel REST API and products. Name it like single product. Wow. So we have two APIs in products folder. You can also create some other folder like add folder like categories or something other stuffs if you want. And if you want to create a post request, how we can create that? After the products, you just change the method to post. So definitely for our storing products, we'll use this post method. Okay, so save this as save product or create product. So it would be Laravel REST API and then products save, and look, there is a post API registered here. So we have this. Now what we can do, there is a way to share this. Click on collection link and get a link. It will create a link on get Postman server and copy to clipboard, and you can actually share this link to your colleagues, to your developers, everyone. So if you just enter it, you'll see the JSON schema for if your Postman is open or actually Postman Chrome extension open, it will be automatically imported there, or you can just import manually from here. Import, drag and drop this file, then you will see exactly same interface, or your developers will see the exactly same interface. Then it would be very easy to see what's included or not. So this is a very simple way. We don't actually write this. We'll use Swagger for our documentation, and this uses OpenAPI specification and other stuffs. This is a very popular platform to documenting our APIs. So let's do that. In Laravel, there is also a package called L5-Swagger. We'll install this darkaonline/L5-Swagger. Go to that. So we need to install this. Let's click on this installation and configuration. We're using Laravel 9.2 and PHP 8.81x. So we'll use this to install this Composer package. Let's install this. So we'll use this Composer required Dark Online L5-Swagger. Enter it. Look, we have added this, or it will be automatically added, and the Swagger API is installing. Under the hood, it actually uses jarcode /Swagger PHP library and some others library, Swagger UI, all other libraries. Okay, so next would be in config/app.php. Use this, add this in our provider array, config app.php. After here, package service providers, placed it here. Okay, so we have registered this provider. That's it. So we have done. So let's see our API will be stored here or not. We'll get this route. So AP/API documentation. Wow, look, it's coming. Okay, so it's awesome. Look, there is a REST API endpoint created for us, which showing a UI, but it's not coming anything yet. So don't worry, we have done our first step. And next is, in order to generate the Swagger API documentation for your API, Swagger offers a set of annotations or to declare and manipulate the output. So we have to use that actually. So there is also some more configuration. Let's publish the Swagger provider. Publish this provider. So after publishing this provider, you will see a new file in config folder L5/L5-Swagger. I'll go through this later, and then you will click on PHPUnit L5-Swagger generate. It will actually generate APIs for your. Look, here is the error, says this API docs JSON not found. So after installing this PHPUnit L5-Swagger generate, you will see actually an error because we have not made some more setup for this. So let's just do make more setups. So what's the more setup is we have to add some annotations. So OpenAPI annotations can be found here. Click on this link, click on this OpenAPI annotations can be found here link. You will see a basic link. This link will be must registered in our system, and we can add that in the controller, http controller, and we can add that in this controller, in base controller, or we can use that in separate, make a separate controller and we can add that, but for now I am not doing those stuffs. So okay, so this is actually OpenAPI info is basic, the information of our docs. So let's just remove this logo, we don't need that, and make that titled like Laravel REST API documentation. Okay, Laravel REST API documentation, that's it. Let's keep the description as it is, and it definitely for contact you can name your email. I am giving my email, so you can give your license or whatever. We don't care about license for right now, so keep it as it is. And after that, reload this to see if anything changes or not. So still we have got this. So next step is we will add a demo specification. So for click on this pet store example, we need actually one route to document the API. That's it. So go to controllers and this pet.php and copy a get request. Copy this pet, copy this line to line number 66 to line number 106. Copy this. This is actually long, no problem. Go to products controller. In products controller, on line number remove line number 22 to 26. Remove this and paste that documentation. Okay, save it. And after that, I don't need actually security stuff. Just for now, just delete this. Also the comma, and also this JSON content is not necessary for us. Just delete this. Okay, successful operation, and it would be the path. The path is our API endpoint. So it would be products, like /API/products. This is our API endpoint, right? And text, we can make this tag as products and make this method a good name like get all products. And operation ID is the method name, this index. So for our case, this find by status would be index, and deprecated true, that means this API is deprecated. We don't need this for now. Okay, we can delete this later, but let's see. After running the command again, PHPUnit L5 generate, it will actually generate a JSON schema for us. Let's enter it. Wow, that's awesome. So regenerating API docs default, that's awesome. So if you see this, that means our API generation is done. Now reload this. Wow, that's super exciting. So let's see our info title and some other stuffs in email, so Apache 2 license, that's it. And we have created a text, the products tag, and before inside that, there is an API clause API/products. If you click this and try now and click execute, wow, super exciting. Let's see, our API response is coming here. That's awesome. And you can also get some curl way to do that. So we have made our API documentation. Let's improve it little more. Every time you add something in here, it will not automatically add it. So to do that, what you can do, we can actually make L5 swagger generate always to true in .env file. So go to our env file, env, and then just make this L5 swagger generate to paste it here, always equal true. Okay, what it will do, so we don't need to generate the APIs again and again, it will automatically generate. And definitely you have to start the PHP this server for that L5 swagger generate. Awesome. And let's change in our APIs like products controller. So name this tag capital P, products. Get all products for REST API. Okay, we have just changed these tags and that. Now reload this, and definitely we must have to start our server. Piece partition serve. Wow, look, it's automatically changes. We don't need to write manually the generate command every time if we make this way. And let's learn a little bit the configuration file. So if you go to config/L5-Swagger, you will see the configuration, default title, routes, the default route endpoint registered. This is API documentation. You can change this. So the docs, JSON files, YML file, and some other stuff, annotations. So it will keep the annotation from app folder, from this folder. If you work with another folder, so you can append this in here. So routes, Swagger callback, and there is also some middleware, some other stuffs, paths. So storage paths API docs. This API JSON is stored actually in storage/API docs folder. Look, in this folder, storage path API docs.json. That's it. And there is also a view for that file. So I'm not telling yet. So this API registered by L5-Swagger, and they have made a front-end scaffolding for us, which is built in React. Look, I have React extension, and it's saying it's actually using the React. Okay, so this front end is done by them. We don't actually think about this lot. So and base L5-Swagger base path. This is not so important. Scan options. Exclude. We can actually exclude a path if we want that these paths is not necessary to count. And whenever we will work with authentication, then we'll use these security schemes for authenticating our any APIs. There is also it's providing defaults. We'll use this. So generate always. Look, this generate always we have given L5-Swagger generate always. By default it's false, but in env we have give this true, so it will be auto generated every time. And generate YML copy, we don't need that, so we keep that as it is. If you want to extend, you just copy these variables to env and use @is your own. Don't change in here, it's not recommended. Okay, so there is also a UI. So UI is this. This is our UI. And one more important thing is authorization, persist authorization. It is important for our when we have added our authentication stuff. So I will prefer to make this equal true, so that if we authenticate once, it will store the cookie and we don't have to give the authentication again and again. Okay, so that's it. So that's awesome. Okay, so next let's change something in this API so that we can understand the Swagger a little bit more. Look, there is a parameter already added there. Parameter is for this. Whenever we go there, this is the parameter. Look, there is a parameter actually status parameter is added. This will be added in query. So whenever we try it out, let's change this, pending, execute it. If you execute it, you will see status equal pending. Look, it has been added in this query. So if we make this in query, then it will be added in here. Actually, for get route, we definitely use this in query so that we can grab that from query data. Okay, so and the description is that is the description, status values for this. This is the description. And explore, we can also make this required or whatever, and we can also give some default values like OS schema default available enum, and we can also give some enum. If we don't give this enum, then it will actually make a normal input. Look, we have deleted this enum, and this is now an actual input field. We can just give the input. So it depends. If you know your statuses, then you can make that in enum, but for now we don't need this type of parameter. We need actually let's add a pagination in our APIs. So there is a get all method, and this paginate is 10. So let's make this per page equal to 10. Make this a default value of 10. So, and in here not 10, make this per page. So this is good. And definitely in CRUD interface get all, we have to add int per page. Okay, so then it would be consistent. Okay, so in product repository, so we have added the pagination way here. By default it would come 10. So let's pass, we can pass the per page in here. So for that we can actually make a request instance here, but I'm not doing this for index page. Let's make this from request and then per page. Okay, so request per page, and definitely then we don't need the status name. Let's make this name per page, and definitely it will be in query required true, but we don't make this required true. It's not necessary to get this. By default it would make 10. Default is available, no, make this default as 10 because we have passed 10 there. And type is string, but type is integer. Make this integer, and enum is not necessary for this. Okay, let's save this and reload it here. Wow, look, it's now awesome. Like, definitely we also have need to change this description a bit, like per page product count. Okay, that's awesome. So now if we just execute, we don't need to give this, it will be automatically executed. Look, there we have seen the two products. That's awesome. But if we use pagination here, like insert two, but we have already only two products, let's add one so that we can see the pagination working or not. Wow, look, there is only one product and this pagination actually works as it is. So two total, awesome. And here the per page is added. That's it. Look, now we can use this great API documentation system in our, for more schema types of like this. You can actually read the default this system. There is many more stuffs added in here, so you can read this. That's awesome. We have added API documentation in our system. Next we will work with authentication. Whenever we will work authentication or any next APIs, we'll definitely make that with the help of this API documentation system. So if you're still not subscribed on my channel, please subscribe and make your comment if you have faced any problem. So see you soon. Bye bye.